Do you shoot one arrow? Can you shoot an arrow?
Can I shoot an arrow? That's funny.
I'm on the run, I've got no alibi for what I've done. Took what you treasure and I'm never gonna give it up. I left these empty streets and hide within the shadows. You think I'm low, but you don't know how low I'll go. I've been hunting for it, I've been planning for it. I'm the villain, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I've been hunting for it, I've been planning for it. I'm the villain.
All right, well, these guys have been pestering me wanting to know what bow I shoot, and after a lot of testing and playing with, I finally settled on a Bowtech Revolt X. It's very similar to a VXR 31.5 in a lot of different ways. The main reason that I settled on this bow over the other one is a pretty simple reason. The cam system is wheeling adjustable with an Allen wrench. The VXR 31.5's cam wheeling system, you have to change your shims out, so you have to tear the bow apart and put it back together. With this guy, I can just loosen a lock screw and twist an adjustment screw and move my cam left to right to change my wheeling. Outside of that, they're both very similar products, but after shooting both of them, so the one other thing that bothered me about the VXR 31.5 personally was this part of the grip right here has more of a squared edge to it, and it rode my knuckle really hard and it was uncomfortable. I shot a lot of VXR 31.5s and they shot really well, but it was uncomfortable in my hand, and that was the other thing that kind of turned me off of it. So that's why I ended up with this Revolt X, and I've been incredibly pleased with it. It's been a great bow for me and shoots incredibly accurately at distance. But you want to know what I shoot? That's what I shoot. Shoot a black gold sight, Hamskea Trinity rest, our own custom podium stabilizers, and a matching tight spot quiver. I shoot RIP extreme velocity arrows. They're really, really light with a lot of FOC. Lighted nocks, they're 300 spine, and they're cut as short as I can run them, and they tend to spine out good at 70 pounds on that bow, and that's pretty much it. That's what I roll. I've been real happy with it. I'm currently shooting a Scott Sigma, and I'm shooting this for a couple of reasons. One, I can close it and leave it on the string, but two, I've actually had them for a really long time and I haven't wanted to change. I've been real comfortable with it. The pink is super easy. One, nobody ever tries to steal my release because it's pink, and two, if I set it down on the ground, I can find it. If it's black or camo or something like that, I set it down on the ground, it's harder to see. This stands out really easy for me. So that's why I use this release. A lot of other ones like that that are really good. That's just the one I've been using for quite a while now. I use the stainless steel adapter that you can get for an RIP extreme velocity that is 60 grains. So it's a half cert is what they call it. It goes over the outside a little bit, but it also goes down the inside. I'm using okay, so that's a little tricky. Yeah, this is a custom built. This has the Mountain Light base on it, but it's an Ascent Assault Vertex. So it's got micro windage, micro elevation, first axis, second axis, and third axis micro adjustability, but it's just the single pin 10 thou. I prefer one pin. I don't like the clutter and the visual of multiple pins. This is what I use and what I've been really happy with, and the great thing about Black Gold is they'll kind of build whatever you want. So if you want a base off of this side or that side, they'll let you have it. Keeps it low profile and lightweight for me, but also keeps it with all the features that you would want from like the Pro Sight, but in a single pin head. So that's an Ascent Assault Vertex. Rage, hypodermic, no collar, 1.75. Dan hates them.
Not really for deer. Not really at all. How do you keep it from not being deployed in your quiver?
Well, it's a no collar, so it won't deploy. It doesn't pop out of a plastic ring. It's got a built-in little metal sleeve in there that holds it together, and I've never had one to get deployed in my quiver. Been really, really good broadhead. Very impressed. It's hard to argue with the holes they put in things.
What kind of holes are you getting?
You can put your hand in it. Yeah, and it's 1 3/4 cutting diameter, so elk-wise it penetrates a little better than most of their 2.5s. So yeah, that's what I like to run. Total arrow weight's right at 400 with 15. Total arrow weight's right at 400 with 15% FOC, and 67 pounds is my draw weight.
And what do we like to hunt?
Everything: elk, deer, bear, cougar, anything I have in my state. I don't know if I'd shoot a moose with that. I'd probably go heavier, but I'd go up to an elk with no problem. I've shot lighter grain per inch overall setups through elk, and I haven't had a problem. But I do have a 30-inch draw length, and I shoot relatively heavy weight, so that's part of it. If you're shooting, a 27-inch draw length, you don't want to do that. You don't have the same amount of energy. You can't get away with shooting as light of an arrow.
What was your draw length again?
30.
30-inch draw length.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Watch out, he's got a nasty follow.
A lot of back pressure there.
Those are dead freaking bullseyes.
In this video, guys, we're going to cover some very common shooting errors. Number one, and what
take it.